Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I want to show off a different Invis Hunter build that you guys can run in trials. Something other than, like your standard, slug shotgun, 120 hand cannon, or, your Kepler pulse combo. Today, something that can be a little bit more sneaky, is really dangerous up in those close range engagements. Something that'd be really strong. The main focus of the build is going to be our Graviton forfeit helmet. Now, what this does is when we're invisible, we're going to get increased duration for our invisibility. And while we're invisible, our melee is going to recharge faster, and our weapons are going to go faster, as well as our class stat is going to be greatly increased. Now, the best part about this is that if we look on dim here, you can see that while we're invisible, we get a 100% increase to our regeneration for our melee, so it's going to regen twice as fast. And then if we're within 15 meters of multiple enemies, this bonus will actually increase. So if with one enemy, it'll go up to 200% increase, and with 3 enemies, a 300% increase. So we can really be evasive and sneaky with these, with our high ability uptime as well. So this is going to be a really strong helmet to kind of get up close a lot, especially with the increased invisibility duration. Now for our loadout here, we are going to run a sidearm and a fusion rifle. We're going to run Zealot's Reward just so we can take advantage of the harmonic mods. But any of your guys' favorite fusion rifles will do in this loadout. We have an under pressure closing time combination. Now, one key mod I think is really important on this build is radar booster. You can either have this on your primary or your special weapon, but what this is going to do is increase the radar range while we're invisible, because obviously, guys, when you're invisible, your radar is not as good. But if you switch to this weapon, while you guys are invisible, your radar will return to full range, so you can kind of make more calculated plays with more awareness of enemy positioning, just because our radar is going to be back to normal when we're invisible. So very, very important that at least one of your weapons has this mod. We also have a sidearm here, Peace Bond. We do have a moving target kill clip combination, but again, any of your guys' favorite sidearms will work for this build. I'm just going to run this one. Other good ones would be you could run the Faustus Decline, the new one. You can get all the way up to tier 5. You can run the Empirical Evidence from the Throne World. There's a couple, all of your guys' favorite sidearms will work in this build, but we have a moving target kill clip combination on our Peace Bond with Accurized Hammer Forge, and we're going to run the high zoom mod just to get better aim assist as we reach damage drop off. So again, you can really pull this off with any of your fusions, your favorite fusion sidearm combo. So if you really want to use your tier 5 Drang, throw that tier 5 Drang on, and you can pair it with the Trials fusion rifle, for example. That's a more easily obtainable thing. But we're going to run this combination just so we can take advantage of the harmonic mods. Subclass wise, of course, Spectral Blades. Probably the best roaming super. You can track people through walls, great uptime, really fast movement, great super overall. We're running Gambler's Dodge so we can get our smoke bombs back a little bit more easily. Now we do get a lot of our smoke bomb back a lot faster when we're invisible. But getting a nice chunk back immediately is going to be really good. You could go for Marksman Dodge here, just so you can get that invisibility uptime even longer. Just so, again, because when you're invisible, your abilities do come back faster. So some people will opt for Marksman Dodge instead of Gambler's Dodge. Both of these are good, just personal preference. Smoke Bomb, of course. Grenade, Scatter Grenade, really easy grenade to use. Just throw it at people when they're low HP. Very good. Obviously, Vanishing Step and On the Prowl. We're going to run Echo of Vigilance, so if we defeat a target while we're low health, we'll get an Overshield. Very powerful. Kind of like a cheap One-Eyed Mask, but in a fragment. Dilation, so we get better radar as well as nice weapons and super stats. Expulsion, to make our abilities a little better, as well as some super. We're going to run Echo of Starvation here, because if we spawn a Void Breach or an Orb of Power, we run over that orb and we'll get Devour, so that can kind of give us some sustain and some snowball potential. And then we'll run Leeching as well, so if we get a melee final blow with either a regular melee or a smoke bomb, we'll start our health regen. Stat-wise, we do have high health, so we can kind of stay in the fight a little bit easier. We have decent melee. It is low, but again, when we're invisible, our melee stat is going to increase, so we're going to get those smoke bombs a lot faster, even when we don't have higher melee stat because of our Graviton forfeit. Decent grenade, 60, so we can get it up at least every minute. 100 super, of course, just so you can get your super at a reasonable amount of time. And then really high class stat, so we can get into that invisibility as much as we can. Really a shame We don't quite have enough to get to 100, but 99 will do the job. Weapon stat, not really important on this build. We're just sitting at 22 because that's just what we had. Set piece wise, I really do like the Iron Banner set because as our health gets lower, our weapons are going to get increased stability and handling, help us win those closer gunfights. So that's really going to be it for the build, guys. Let's get straight into gameplay. All right, let's see what we can do with our Invis build. I think the key is going to be just trying to stay invisible as long as we can so we can get some more smokes. So we can kind of lead with a smoke bomb to kind of get some chip in, blind them, take positioning. And then when we go invis with our dodge, we'll obviously get some smoke back. And then we'll, charge it back a lot faster while we're invis. And with the boosted radar with the fusion, while we're invisible, we can kind of gauge where they're going to push. And that way we can kind of sneak up on people and just deal with them with the fusion. Sidearm is going to have to be something where we don't... it's going to be our main tool and we're not invisible. We're invisible here. Just fair time. So we got some kill clip action. Perfect, we get Devour as well, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Really, the main way we're going to get that first pick, I think, is going to be kind of waiting invisible to get the fusion pick. And then we can kind of play off when we don't have really abilities, we'll have to mainly rely on the sidearm. We don't want to have waste fusion shots, I think. I think that's going to be the main part of this build. We can lob in a smoke. And then we'll get back in there. Because if there are people in range or close enough, our smoke bomb regeneration will be even faster. So we have to be very wise with our fusion rifle ammo. And we'll have to look and see if there are any orbs generated by our teammates or void breaches as well, because again, if we pick those up, we'll get Devour off that, which will be a nice chunk of HP. So right now, since we know most of our abilities, we'll just be a little cautious and see if we can kind of just make plays up our sidearm until we get our invis back. Lots of abilities there. While we're suppressed. Was that a suppress? I thought it was. Let's dodge out. Maybe we can catch someone. Let's keep our fusion out so we get better radar. Maybe somebody sneaks up here. Take that trade. We do get a fusion shot. Smoke that off. Grenade right there. We do have this res here. Just play cautious by fusion. No, we traded, dang. I could have committed to the sidearm shots, I think. That might have killed him faster after the first melee. Not killing that Titan with the fusion shot was also really bad. So now we don't have any fusion shots to work, so I have to really be a little cautious. And since we don't have much range, we'll have to play really close to these pillars around heavy ammo. We can't afford to get flanked. Let's go into this here. Nice, we got kill clip. Maybe we can challenge this guy on the left with our kill clip. Lots of kill clip, perfect. Get some special ammo as well, that's huge. But yeah, this is going to be I think this build is not going to be as good depending on the map, because obviously if there's not like a lot of key points in the map, like these zones that are near cover, then you're really deficient at range. But a map like this, I think, is actually got to be one of the better ones for this build. Somebody throw a smoke. Let's go Graviton Invis. Again, if somebody walks up to us, we have our fusion out. Kind of be sneaky. Kind of a waste of special, honestly. Let's get our teammate up. Or maybe not. Let's get our Devour, actually. Decent range. Wow, Peace Spawn got some really good range. This is probably my favorite sidearm. This one, or the two bursts, maybe Forgiveness. But again, I feel like all the sidearms are really good. I think it's more of like a matter of personal preference. But I imagine like the Trials fusion along with the Drang would probably be, that'd be another really good combo that you could get a little bit more easily than this. I mean, you gotta wait for Iron Banner to come back for Peace Spawn, but maybe gets a nice pick. Maybe we can just run at opponent with a sidearm. Throw a smoke. Nice. Perfect. A little win right there. Pretty fun build. Glorious neutralizer. Nothing crazy there. But we'll take that. Not too bad. Alright, let's see if we can get into one more good game with the this combo here. I liked it. I think it's a huge playstyle adjustment for me. Normally, like, when I'm playing trials, I like to be a little bit more cautious, stay a little bit farther away from the fights, but you get so many free opportunities where you can get the first shot off with this build. Easily catches people with the fusion. Peace Bond is really nasty up close. I like that this Peace Bond specifically has kill clip on it, so I can kind of like... It's good for clutching, because kill that first guy, and then who knows, you might get some more, get a nice little damage boost. Let's be a little patient. Let's see if this guy walks up and throw a smoke. It's Invis close to him, maybe? We missed our fusion really badly. Got really lucky he missed his shotgun didn't kill us. That was actually pretty ugly by us. Or by me. Missing that fusion is pretty bad, because that definitely limits our options for what we can do next round. We don't quite have any abilities left. Or we have a grenade, but no smoke or invis quite yet. Let's go back. Get a good bit of our smoke back. Sneak up on this guy. Get a little assist so we get some special. A little smoke on him. Got a good smoke on him. We'll lock nade in. He's really weak. Perfect. Let's take our time to just crouch around. We don't know exactly where this guy is. It's a big ping. Let's go underneath this. Fusion. That fusion aim is horrendous. I could have sidearmed him too. He wasn't even really looking at us. That was another bad play by me. But ideally, I think when you master this build, you kind of find the balance between your special usage and your sidearm usage, because like both your weapons kind of occupy the same range. So finding the balance of when you actually need to use your sidearm versus, or use your fusion versus you can just get away with using your sidearm, I think is the key to this build. Let's invis close, why not? Okay, we want to stay invis as long as we possibly can, just so we can get our abilities back faster. Bad aim with our sidearm there, let's just back up. Again, we have very limited amounts of spots we can play advantageously. Let's get our kill clip. Maybe this guy jumps into us. Nice, perfect. No, we couldn't quite get out. It's a little bit unlucky there. Again, like the outside area on this map is going to be very difficult to play. You can get flanked out wide pretty easily. And you don't really have an option to contest. It's loving a smoke. No smoke connections. Got decent damage. Maybe a teammate can clean him up. Teammate picks up a heavy. You can jump over here and fight this side. Slap a grenade in. Back back to get some abilities back. Make sure to secure the special. We can pull our fusion. It's really weak. Perfect. I should have shot as well. I have to remember as well that if I have the fusion out, even without when I don't have any ammo, I could just, you know, the radar when you're invisible will also be better. You could opt for that mod on your sidearm instead. Just because that's the one you'll have ammo for, like, always. But I think just having the high zoom mod just makes it a little bit easier to win those gunfights. He's really weak. He should have smoke. Perfect. Let's just crouch here. Invis. That's a clone, so we can just know we have our fusion out. Clean up. Perfect. Like, when you're up, like, in that sweet spot, any, like, of these, like, smaller areas, like, it's very hard to compete. They have to hit a perfect 3-tap. They have to hit, like, a perfect SMG beam. They have to hit their slug shot. This, with the fusion, that charge is really fast. Is just very, very consistent, as well as the sidearm, where you can, you know, hit body shots and still get a decent PTK. I'm gonna botch that. Let's dodge that. Keep our fusion out to get a better radar. This guy might walk up close. And we can just easily sneak up on him. Perfect. Good match right there. We might even be able to do one more game. I'll consider it. Nice. Good little match there. Alright. Let's see if we can do it one more time with this build. Maybe we can find the balance between the fusion and the peace bond a little bit better this game. This build's a good amount of fun. It's kind of insane how many options in Night Stalker has. Obviously, you can go just like a straight gunner build, you know, with your Dragon Shadow. You can go Stompy for better movement. You go Omni Oculus for maximum smoke bombs. And you go a build like this just for this guy to be maximum sneaky with the Invis. We can kind of sneak up on this guy here. And bad, perfect. We don't have... Got a little bit of tags and our teammate can finish him, so we can get some special progress. Perfect, you got kill clip. Finish him, teammate. Nice, got some special for that too. Perfect. Yeah, I really like this peace bond. And for all my console players or controller players out here, like, I think this loadout is probably even better for you guys. Like, it's still nice on mouse and keyboard, but the sidearm especially is going to be a lot more consistent on controller. So you guys will really be able to dominate up close. Drop a smoke there. Invis back. Keep our fusion out for better radar. Invis is almost out. Just be sneaky, have our fusion out. We got really lucky there. We should have fusioned that guy from that far, because that was not that much range. Actually could have sidearmed him. And that guy close was also very lucky, almost killed us. Almost killed us. No smokes here, so grab the arsenal from our teammate. Does he jump? Wow, we struggling. Let's get our Devourer up from our orb. Keep our radar up. He might be close to the cap is what I'm guessing. Was in AFK maybe? Let's crouch back here. Nice. I guess too, if you're playing against better teams, like you guys are maybe like in a 3-stack, you're going against our 3 stacks. I think another key for this build too is kind of playing around the special boxes, so you're just guaranteed to have a fusion shot every round. Because this build is gonna fall off, like, it's not a dramatic fall off, but it's the main part of the build I think is going to be having the special ammo as your last line of defense. Right there, perfect. First sidearm out. And you want to be crouching as much as possible. Staying off the radar is the #1 important thing. Other that and like managing your ammo usage. This build also, some people might like this more with like a rangier fusion rather than like a faster charging one like Zealots. If you have like one of those like high impact fusions or even like a Burden of Guilt, some people might like that. Yeah, the fusion is just disgusting. We gotta take our time here. We don't have. This guy might challenge us from far, so let's back up. Does he jump up? Oh, that was a free kill. We kind of have to take advantage. No, bad sidearm, man. We got him all weak and we couldn't clean any of them up. That was so bad. Got some good damage. Wasted a fusion shot though. That's a little unfortunate. Wasn't able to quite hold the res. We are close to the fusion shot, but again, right now we have a lot less options with less abilities. Just the crouch and kind of wait and see if we can sneak with the sidearm. Just directly underneath us. Catch him with a sidearm. Get kill clip. Perfect. Good little game right there. Nice. We'll take that. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this Graviton Fusion Saturn build. Pretty sneaky. Obviously up close, that's where the main strength is going to be. Working your way around to kind of fight around the long angles is going to be a little more difficult. I think this build is also a little bit more map dependent, but again, I think this can work with enough practice on most maps, because a lot of maps do like have at least some portions where you're working around like a smaller area, like around an objective. So I think this build could be very versatile. Again, you can use any sidearm, any fusion combination. I would recommend the sidearm fusion combo for something like this. But thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.